I am Annroda. I am one of the pastors at New Hope Adventist Church. And my call to ministry actually was a very interesting experience. I actually spent 15 years in the corporate sector. And for about 4 years, I've just kind of been feeling the call to make a life change. And so interesting that God used many people in the course of those 4 years to say things to me out of the blue, really, like, have you considered going into the pastoral ministry, or have you considered going into ministry full time? And this feedback came from people within the church, other Christians outside of the church, or there was even one situation in which I can't remember what I was doing for my particular company. I think it was doing some kind of a videotape. And some stranger came out of the blue and said, "Are you a pastor of a church? Because you kind of talk like, you are a minister." But the real key here, the real key that just really turned it for me, because I realized, looking back on my experience, that, I had been running away from God for a while. The real key here was when I received a call on a Saturday morning from one of my staff members, and the culture where I work, we just never needed to call each other on the weekends. But this particular individual, her name is Debbie, she called me up on Saturday morning and she said, "Ann, I just need to tell you something. I just had the weirdest dream last night. And I believe it is a message from your God." And it's interesting that she said your God, because she was a card-carrying atheist and she wanted nothing to do with my God. But she said to me, she said, "I received a message from your God in a dream. And that message is, you are to leave your current occupation and you are to go into the ministry and be a pastor." And at that point, it became very clear what I had to do. And it also became very clear what I was not doing. I heard God, but I was not obeying. And I was not submitting to His call. And so 10 years ago, I left my job, I left my home, and I went to the seminary, and I never looked back. Never looked back.